Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I got together with a couple of my teammates to get a full technical training session in. So I wanted to share these drills with you so you can do them with your friends or your teammates, and this is really going to help you elevate your game. Even though it's a lot more fun to work on skill moves and free kicks, if you watch a full-length football match, that is only such a tiny portion of the game. There's only certain moments when players are taking on other players 1v1 or getting shots off. The majority of the game is passing and receiving. So you want to make sure your first touch is clean and consistent, and also your passing is accurate to the right foot with the right weight. So if you're looking to play at high levels of the game, these are the kind of things you should be working on most often. So we began the training session with a dynamic warm-up for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I came over to the side and got some activation work in with the resistance band. So just firing up those muscle fibers. Not only going to help you with your injury prevention, because if your muscle fibers are warm and fired up, there's a lot less chance of straining or pulling them, but it's also going to help you improve performance in that session, because if you're activated, you're fired up, you're going to be a lot more explosive and sharper with your movements, and you're just going to get a lot more out of that training session. So the entire warm-up was about 10 to 15 minutes, and after that we moved into some basic passing exercises. So as you can see here, just using the right foot to begin with, one touch to receive it, opening up our hips, and then pass it to the right foot of our teammate with the correct weight and accuracy. So the goal is to make sure our teammate doesn't have to move, they can just open up and control the ball with one touch and play the pass with their second touch. Then we went in the opposite direction as well, so we're getting equal amount of reps with our right and left foot. So we went in each direction for about a minute straight. But this is what higher level teams are doing. Good teams are able to pass the ball to their teammates. Great teams are able to pass the ball with the correct weight and the correct accuracy to the foot that it needs to go to. So not only just trying to find your player, but keep the ball on the move so you can play it to their front foot. They can keep the ball on the move, and it's a lot more efficient way to play the game. Then we went into another variation, so we're controlling the ball with one foot and playing the ball with the opposite foot. This allows you to minimize the time between controlling the ball and playing it, so it's a more efficient way to move the ball. And then we went into one touch as well, so really having to focus on that connection between your foot and the ball. And again, with this one going in each direction for about a minute straight, so we're getting equal amount of reps on both feet. So this one's really going to test the weight of your pass, making sure it's accurate and to the right foot at the right time. A nice challenging one to warm up with. Then we moved into some more dynamic passing drills. So the first one player's working in the middle, receiving the ball on the turn. Then with my second touch, I'm playing the next player. So a couple of things I want you to pick up on this drill. The first is that I'm scanning my shoulder before receiving the pass. So I'm assessing what's behind me, so it helps me with my decision making. Even though I know nothing's behind me in this drill, I'm just developing a good habit so it translates over to a match. And also with my movements, I'm trying to check into new spaces as often as possible, trying to find those little pockets to create distance between you and the defender. So for each of these drills, we go through 10 reps each, and then we swap, so a new player goes into the middle, so one player is working at all times. Then the next drill we worked on, we're playing the ball all the way across. Then the person in the middle supports the play, so you come underneath, you receive a one-touch pass, you bounce it back, and then they play the ball across. As you can see, I'm always moving into a new space in the middle, just providing that support, checking across, communicating, so it keeps the drill moving. If you don't communicate, it's an easy way to get mixed up in the middle, and the drill will not flow. So you're working on a lot of things here, keeping those fundamentals nice and polished. Then we got the ball in the air to work on a bit of aerial first touch. So the two players on the outside have the ball in their hands. They're throwing the ball to the player in the middle, and the player is having to react however it comes. And you've got 2 to 3 touches to get the ball under control and play it back all in the air without letting the ball bounce. So if it comes to your chest, take it on the chest. It might come to your thigh, inside the foot, outside the foot. Just trying to get a good variety of first touches, getting comfortable with all the different surface areas of the body. And then we went into a one-touch aerial control drill. So all we're doing is spinning, playing the ball back first time to our partner, trying to get it back to their hands and getting it as accurate as possible. Just playing it with the inside of the foot and the laces. You're pretty much going to be using your feet for this drill. Again, just getting 10 reps. And then finally, we worked on turning with the ball as we control it in the air. This one was pretty difficult, but you got one touch to control it. Then with your second touch, try and play the opposite player. So as you can see, using the inside of the foot, sometimes using the outside of the foot, sometimes using the thigh, just reacting however it comes, getting a little bit of awareness. As you can see, still trying to check over my shoulder as the ball's on its way so that I can see the player behind me, so I can be more accurate with my touches. Then we worked on a very simple two-touch triangle passing drill. So similar to what we began the training session with, passing the ball in a triangle, but we're doing it over a greater distance now. So having to fizz those passes in a little bit more and have a cleaner first touch. Really trying to play that right foot if we possibly can. And still trying to develop those good match habits with this one, even though it's a very basic drill. So just checking from one side of the cone to the other to receive the ball. So creating a little bit of space and also checking over the shoulder to assess our surroundings. So we went through about a minute straight with the right foot, and then we did the exact same thing with the left foot to get equal reps. Then we did an extra round of the exact same drill, but this time really fizzing in those passes. So we're almost over hitting them. You're not really going to play the ball with this kind of speed over these short distances, but we're just trying to challenge each other's first touch, almost trying to stitch each other up. So really having to focus on the flight of that ball as it's on its way, adjust your hips and get a good clean first touch to set you up for your pass. So I'll let the rest of this clip play out, but this is a really simple drill, and if you overhit these passes, it's a great way to challenge your teammate to improve their first touch. Then we moved into this one-touch passing drill that involves the wall. So you play the ball into the wall with decent pace so that you can dummy the ball and it rolls to the player behind you. They play the ball to you with one touch. You have a little combination in there. Everything's one touch. And then that next player plays the ball into the wall and you keep this pattern going. So the goal with this one is just to see how long you can go for without messing up, trying to keep everything one touch. If the ball bobbles in, because it will do that sometimes after you've played it off the wall, trying to get that touch back on the ground again. So being clean with it, making sure it's the right weight so your teammate can control it back to you, trying to be quick with it as well. So it's a quick spin after you dummy so you can provide the support for that player behind you and just going for it as long as you possibly can. As you can see, some of these are bobbling in. We're just trying to take that bobble out with our first touch. Then we worked on this 1-2 passing drill. So as you can see, there's a gate there. The player dribbles out, plays a 1-2 with the player that's on the red cone. So the player on the red cone checks away to create an angle, and the red cone is almost acting like a defender or just a marker to play the 1-2 around. But this is a great skill to have. If you can play the ball and then check into a new space to receive it, you can completely take an opponent out of the game. And this also works on that first touch, taking the ball in your stride. So we're working on quite a few things here, and then obviously a little dribble around the cone at the bottom, so just working on a little bit of ball manipulation, but just trying to keep that 1-2 all one touch. So the player that's on the cone providing the bounce pass, trying to play it back in one touch to keep it smooth, keep it sharp. So for reps and sets for this drill, each player dribbled out 3 times per set, so 6 total, 3 per player, and then we swapped the player on the red cone so that everybody got a go at doing each roll, because even though the player on the red cone isn't working very hard, working on that first time passing is really essential and ends up being the key for an efficient 1-2. So we did 3 sets in total, so everybody got a go at each roll. But as you can see with this one, because we are approaching from both directions, we're getting an equal amount of reps at not only passing the ball with the 1-2, but also receiving it from the player with both feet. Then to finish off the session, we just worked on a few passing techniques. This is something I love to do at the end of each session, just to clean up that technique. So as you can see here, working on some half volleys. So I'm just popping the ball up to get it on the bounce, and I'm trying to hit the ball as soon as the ball bounces, trying to make it glide through the air and hit my teammate. So as you can see, just a driven ball across, just worked on a few of those. And then we went into some side volleys. So we side volley, we come onto it from a side angle, trying to cut back on the ball to create that back spin so it really glides through the air. And then the goal is to try and keep the ball up and return it to our partner and see how many times we can pass the ball back and forth. This is something we pretty much do at the end of every single one of our training sessions. It's a lot of fun, very challenging, works on getting touches with all the different surface areas, as you can see, sometimes controlling up the thigh, the chest, the inside the foot, the laces, and also working on that side volley technique, which is pretty difficult, but a really handy skill to have. If you can hit the ball on the bounce instead of having to wait to get it under control, you can often release the pass a lot quicker, and oftentimes that can get your team on the attack and can sometimes be the difference between scoring a goal or the other team getting organized and getting back in a defensive shape. But that actually concludes the training session for today, and as you can see, just a bunch of simple drills that really focus in on those fundamentals. You can never get too good at them. You should be polishing and fine-tuning them all the time, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you'll take these drills away and work on them with your teammates. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.